shut it down. Just shut it all down. Just kill it. Like Xbox is raising prices again. Apple raises prices. Like just end it. Just time to go. Hi, welcome to ZGadgetReview. Xbox was in a turnaround, it seemed, under the helm of Asha Sharma. Asha Sharma just finished talking about how expensive gaming has gotten and, a bunch of things that made it sound like she understood where people were coming from and how unaffordable gaming was becoming. Well, that was about a week ago, because this week, today, Xbox is raising the prices of their consoles again. Thankfully, this isn't going to take effect right away as previous price increases. This is going to take effect on August 1st. So this gives you about a month and a few days to buy one of these consoles if you want to. The increases are going to be between $100 to $150 per console model. So we have the Xbox Series S, the base model, 512 gigs of storage. It's going to go from $400 to $500. That's the one that's getting the $100 bump. If you want the Xbox Series S with more storage, the 1 terabyte version, that's going up $150. It's going up from $450 to $600. Then we have the Xbox Series X, the digital one, is going from $600 to $750. That's a $150 bump. And if you want the Xbox Series X with the disk drive, that is going to go from $650 to $800. $800. There is a 2 terabyte version, which is like, I think the Galaxy version or whatever it is. It's the black one with all the little glitter all over it. That one is going to be so expensive to make that Xbox has decided to just discontinue that console. So that console right now costs $800, which is going to be the price of the Xbox Series X with a disk drive. So if you want to buy the 2 terabyte Xbox Series X, this is your chance to get it for $800. Because I'm assuming that if these consoles went up by $150, and that console will probably go up by $150 to $200, making it between $950 to, which will be ridiculous, to pay for a console that released almost 6 years ago. November of this year is going to be 6 years. When that 25-year anniversary console releases, that is going to be the 6-year mark for the Xbox, and the prices are just going up, not down. In their announcement, they do provide the reason why the consoles are going up. And this is what they say. We hope that another price increase would not be necessary, and we have spent the last several months working with suppliers on options. Unfortunately, console storage and memory prices have increased by more than 2.5 times, and we expect another doubling by the fall of 2027. The entire consumer electronic industry is struggling with the current component crisis, but the effects are particularly hard on consoles. Unlike phones, computers, speakers, and other consumer devices, consoles are typically not sold at a profit, but instead for less than they cost to make. And that is true. The business model for Sony and Microsoft, Xbox and PlayStation, is that the games make up for the losses on the consoles until the console becomes cheaper to manufacture and they start turning a profit, which is usually why they drop the prices as the console gets older. And what they're saying is true. Xbox is not the only company raising prices. Apple announced today that they're raising prices across their devices as well. I don't think the iPhone is being affected, but the iPad and the Mac and all those things are going to be going up in price. Sony also put their console up in price because of the component issue that we're having. Here they talk about something interesting though. They talk about that they expect the components prices to double by fall of 2027. Like, we're not even fall 2026, and they're already projecting that these things are going to go up in price by 2027, which gives you an idea into how much this new console from Xbox, if it does launch in 2027, 2028, is going to cost. And that is, at this point, if they'll even make a console because of the prices. It's like, I would like to know from all these companies, we're talking ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, all those AI companies out there that are just going crazy and snapping up all the components available in the planet to make this thing happen, when is it going to be enough? Like, at what point will this company say, you know what, we push it too far, we need to reel it back? Right now, it's technically a race to the top. That's what all these companies are trying to get to. They're trying to be that main one company that becomes, the de facto AI company. And I don't think that that's actually going to happen, because whether they like it or not, most people have realized that AI is just a bunch of bullshit that you don't really need. And all these companies are doing is just harboring more and more hardware, harming at the end of the day the people who are their consumers, who they're trying to sell this shit to. And like, at one point, do you say, well, I cannot continue charging more because only rich people can afford this? Like, at some point, you won't be able to afford a computer. At some point, now you won't be able to afford a console. At some point, it is going to affect TVs, and it is going to affect phones, and it is going to affect all the things that they say in this article that isn't affecting right now. At some point, it is going to affect it. Like, it's just, there's no two ways about it. So at what point does the industry say we can continue pushing this because we are technically screwing ourselves over? You have Microsoft, right? Microsoft that is kind of trying to kill Copilot so they can build their own AI. And they, of course, are harboring hardware in order to make this happen. At the same time, they're hurting their own business, Xbox, because by Microsoft buying all these things to make their AI happen, they're raising the price of the components that they need to make the console that they sell. It's just like the snake eating itself. It's like there's gotta be someone in those companies looking at this and saying, hey, maybe we should slow down or stop or something. Like, there's gotta be someone raising the alarms in these places, unless everybody's so freaking obtuse that they just don't see what it is they're doing. It's just crazy. The fact that the Steam machine costs $1,000 entry level for 512 gigs of storage. And don't say, oh, well, you can buy your own storage and add it. Yeah, you can buy your own storage for what, $200-$300? So you end up with a system that's $1,200-$1,300 anyway? Like, what are you talking about? It just doesn't make sense. Like, none of this makes sense. The PS6, if it ever becomes true, that thing is going to cost over $1,000. Again, the Xbox Helix or whatever it is, that is going to cost over $1,000. If they're saying on this article that components are going to double in price, like, that is going to become a system that no one can afford. Like, only people with tons of money are going to be able to afford it. That's the other thing here. They gave you all these plans for technically credit, like, to pay later. So they have this product of buy now, pay later, interest-free financing, previously played consoles. We're working with retail partners on new programs to provide previously played consoles at lower prices. Certified refurbished, Xbox certified refurbished consoles are available at Microsoft Store for up to $100 off MSRP. That's still $700. Like, that's not much better. Oh, great, a refurbished Xbox, thank you so much. Like, you're taking $100 off. That's still $700 for a 5-year-old console. That's not better. What are you talking about? And if it's refurbished, when was it made? Because if it was made on like the first cycle of consoles, then that thing should be cheaper than just $100 off. Because it was made back then. Sure, the man hours that you put into fixing it or whatever it is, it shouldn't be $700. Or again, the thing is probably just going to become a subscription thing where you can rent your Xbox. I mean, hell, they're already doing it with Game Pass and the cloud. Technically, you don't need to buy an Xbox because you can rent it for what, $25 a month. And if you do the math, it is cheaper than $800. So, hey, there's your solution. No more owning a console. Now you just rent it. Which is at the end of the day what all these companies are going towards, subscription service models. Like, everything is a subscription service model. And this is the best and easiest way to price out people who can afford these systems and drive them to their subscription service. I know PlayStation has something similar. It's not as good as Game Pass, but they have something similar. You have the same thing with NVIDIA. NVIDIA has also subscription service where you can use their cloud system stuff. And that's the scary thing. If things become priced out, they're not coming back down in price. And again, they can drive you to their subscription services and just be like, well, you have this option. If you can't afford this, then you have this other option here where you can give us a monthly fee. That turns things into what they are today. Turns things into what people are complaining with GTA 6. Oh, you get a physical thing and you just get a downloaded code, like blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, but do you think that the disc that you buy is the game is actually there? Like, do you think that? How naive are you? The disc that comes in that box is just the key to download the game. What do you think the game downloads? Because I'm sorry, but if you weren't around back when there wasn't digital games, the disc was the game. There was no downloading. You didn't have to put the disc and wait for the game to download for an hour because it downloaded 150 gigs. That's not how that worked. You put the disc play, and the game came up. You didn't wait for downloading. You didn't wait for patches. You didn't wait for any of that. So if you are putting your disc and then you're getting 100 gig download or 50 or 80, 200, 300, whatever it is, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you already have a digital game. The fact that GTA 6 is not putting a disc in the box, yeah, that's your fault. You did that. How? When you stop going to the store and buying the disc. When you told gaming companies, it's okay, I'll just download it from your store. Hello? Steam? Steam is the #1 digital gaming store. How do you think it became that? Oh, what? Oh, yeah, because you decided that downloading the game was better than going to the store and buying for the box. You did that. So the fact that we're here now with GTA 6 giving you a code in a box, that's on you, bro. The only way that you're going to change things is if, for example, you don't go out and pre-order GTA 6, which I know you will. And hey, I'm not mad at the $80 price. I know things go up in price. You know, Nintendo was able to sell out of the freaking Mario bundles at $80 or over $100. So why wouldn't GTA do the same? The game that everybody wants to play. If you complain and then turn around and do exactly what you're complaining about, I'm sorry, but you don't have a leg to stand on. If you pre-order GTA 6 and you're complaining that you're getting a download code instead of a disc in a plastic box, you're the problem. We are here because companies want to make all the money. We are here because companies are trying to outdo each other in the AI space and become the top dog in that space. But we're also here because a lot of people just buy into it. And then when the consequences start coming down the hill, they go, oh, yeah, well, how did that happen? What do you think about the new price of the Xbox? What do you think about the price of GTA 6? Seriously, $80 seems a little high to me, but hey, a lot of people are going to play it. What do you think about, all this AI stuff? Let me know in the comment section. That is it for me. Go ahead and subscribe, give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. And thank you very much for watching.